All right, good evening, everybody, and happy Halloween. This is going to be Turtle Sage reviews, and it's going to be a Halloween special, and I'm going to review my favorite Halloween movie of all time. Yes, yes, it's exactly what you think it is. The Daywalker, baby. Wesley, yeah, you know what it is. Wesley Snipes, the blackest man to ever live. Of course, he could resist the sun. Of course, he could play the Daywalker. But more than that, we're going to review a lot of things that went into the movie, but mainly, obviously, since this channel is dedicated to martial arts, going to be the action commentary. So, as most of you know, if you're, over a certain age, you've seen the Blade movies, the Blade 1, 2, and Blade Trinity. Well, we don't talk about Death Comes in Threes, clearly, but I digress. It stars Wesley Snipes, and it is about a hero who kills vampires. It's not Buffy, but it's way cooler. It basically launched the superhero genre. And they ought to bring him back for the MCU, but that's just me. Well, that's probably a lot of other comic book fans, but I digress. So, the special thing about Blade, for those of you who have not seen this movie, is he is half vampire, half human, due to the fact that his mom, played by Sanaa Lathan, was bitten while she was pregnant with him, so only half the vampire sickness took. He still gets the thirst, and he has to take a special serum concocted for him by Antoine Whistler, played by Chris Christopherson, and he didn't play a country song in this entire movie. I feel cheated. It's just me, but whatever. And the movie starts out this young lad trying to, hang out with a pale-skinned redhead, trying to get him some butt. Well, hey, can you blame him? Whatever. It wasn't what he thought it was, so in typical 90s fashion, they're going to a techno club. God, I miss the 90s. Boy, they had fun. If you were, grown up during the 90s and you didn't go to a techno club, shame on you. I can't find a good rave to save my life. If you know of a good one in St. Louis, holla at your boy. Now, this, quote-unquote rave or whatever turns out to be a nest of vampires. And they were about to have a blood orgy, and they were about to make mincemeat of this young lad, trying to have a good time. And that's when Wesley shows up in spectacular fashion and starts going ham with all types of machine guns, shotguns, and of course he got out his sword and was slicing and dicing motherfuckers. It was awesome. Now, as from a martial arts standpoint, what this movie has a lot of, it is very kick-centric. Oh my God, everybody loves to kick. Even Steven Dorff's goofy-looking self. This man was throwing a few kicks himself. Obviously, from Wesley's case, his first martial art, of those of you who don't know, was Shotokan Karate, and it shows. Very hard, very linear. But he also clearly has done some capoeira, some taekwondo, some kung fu. I saw a lot of Shaolin technique in the way he punches, and what looks like some ninjutsu. Hey, well, I mean, if it's the character. Oh, yeah, and since tonight is all about Blade. Oh, I took this time to introduce y'all to, a new family member. Bought this off of my ninjutsu teacher, Mr. Rossaborn, giving you a shout out. I'm going to call this one Ebony. A black blade that shows up at night. So any vampires want to pull up? Come at me, bro. Oh, but I gotta invite you in first. Is that how it works? I don't know. Either way. So back to the movie. Basically, it was the intro of superheroes as we know it. And it was at the height of long leather coats. And this movie came out like right before The Matrix 2, and clearly that's where they got the idea. Long leather coat, shades, looking like a Black Panther, a way cooler version of the Black Panther Party. And you know what? This film, with all of its kicking and punching and slicing and dicing, was actually quite militant. A lot of militant undertones in it. So, first of all, you have a black superhero that looks strikingly similar, obviously, to the Black Panthers, like Huey Newton and all of them. It's about a vampire, a half vampire that goes around killing people who cannot go out into the sun and are extremely pale. I'm not touching that one, but y'all know where this is going. Man. And he is immune to the things that kill vampires. Garlic doesn't hurt him. Silver doesn't hurt him much. He can still be killed, but sunlight doesn't kill him. That's why they call him the Daywalker, which is a really cool name when you think about it. But yeah, so throughout this whole movie, a lot of good kick action. As somebody whose foundation is in kicking arts like Taekwondo and Northern Shaolin, I really appreciated this movie. You know, I've seen the movie 1,000 times, but the last time I watched it was a few days ago. I noticed, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's kick it. He kicked more than he used the sword, honestly. Until, the final scene, it was sword-centric. With the ninja swords and all. And, of course, for obvious reasons, I appreciated that, too. So, I highly suggest this movie if you like horror, if you like action, if you like martial arts, if you like a good, solid story. Though, I will admit, Stephen Dorff as a villain, Deacon Frost, he was not a very convincing villain, and the Vampire Council, they just seemed like a bunch of uppity, stuffy businessmen. Like, what should have happened, honestly, and they tried to do this in the second and third movies. You should have been using your entire infrastructure to be on the lookout for this guy. So, I mean, honestly, this is my only criticism. A black man in a long leather coat shooting off Uzis and Tech 9s and shotguns and carrying around a giant sword would not draw... How does that not draw attention? Especially if he's walking around during the daytime. I mean... What? At no time in the United States of America, which was clearly where they were at, because you had American accents, American culture, whatever. You're going around shooting up vampires, which, honestly, yeah, the vampires are all connected and wealthy, and you own the police. Send the cops after this guy. And the cops did shoot him when they were in the hospital, but they did somehow, put out an APV on the guy who kidnapped a woman in a hospital. And on that, this is one of the few movies I've seen in Hollywood where black men and women actually work together, and she's not light-skinned. He's not, a beta. Like, I gotta say, Wesley Snipes is supremely alpha in every sense of the word. He's an action star. He was the precursor. Well, I mean, him and Michael Jai White are contemporaries of each other. And I'm kind of, ashamed. Well, not that's not the right word. I'm kind of pissed off and disappointed that those two have not had a movie together and, squared off. Just putting that out there. That needs to happen. Why hasn't this happened? Who knows? Either way, I highly recommend it. Great 90s film. Great action film. Started the superhero genre. Kudos to you, Wesley Snipes. Keep doing what you do. And with that said, Turtle Sage signing out. Oh, like, share, and subscribe.